All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Dr. Stone,
Season 4, Episode 7.
Oh my god, Dr.
As a
X.
scientist. Yep.
Yeah, he was the unknowing mentor to now his arch nemesis when he doesn't even know that Senku is the doctor that he should be afraid of, not Dr. Taiju. Yes.
No, he should also be afraid of Dr. Taiju.
Yes.
Very afraid.
Very, very afraid.
Yes, but we now have a spy in our midst that we definitely aren't aware of or anything.
Oh, no. She's not doing this in a very subtle way. We have
what are you
people
talking about?
eyes watching.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that we still have a sniper like ready to go at any given point.
Yep.
Now, while Senku is going to then know who his enemy is here, this is still something where we need to win her over entirely.
And ice cream is very powerful.
Ice cream is powerful.
But it might not be enough. You might have to win her over with love.
Yes, because she is attracted to intellectuals.
Right. But, Senku isn't really that smart, so he's not the doctor.
He
so,
is, but you know, it's the thing of did he actually succeed in that area?
I really want to see her try really hard to seduce / crack open the rough exterior of Dr. Taiju to get to the intellectual underneath.
I think there's a very strong female presence.
Oh no, I know.
Yuzuriha variety might be like, what are you trying to do? Taiju's like, I am faithful to my one and only.
Yes.
I have promised my chastity, my very virgin body to.
That's why it will be fantastic.
I think it's going to be the thing of where she's going to be like, no, I'm supposed to go after Taiju,
the heart wants what it wants.
But for whatever reason, I'm pulled to this just brilliant man, Senku.
She starts being like, you should really overthrow Dr. Taiju.
Yes.
You're so smart.
Are you sure you're not in charge here?
You really should be. I feel like you're going underappreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. But without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah.
An engine test.
Boom. Oh my god. And Taiju was there through it all. You can read English? True.
Fantastic.
Science spammer! Wait, that's amazing!
That's kind of brilliant.
That is really smart,
yeah.
Oh. Ah! My potato PC, yes! Yeah. Right, it has to be a prank, right. Oh. Then I'll.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Someone doing crimes of science? Well, then I will definitely.
Age 20, and he's a researcher at NASA.
Yep.
Calling him doctor.
Yeah. That's really encouraging. Whoa. Probably lit a fire under him there.
Yep.
Try $100,000 probably.
Yeah.
$5,000 is actually much more reasonable.
Yeah.
So that was him saying, here's the cheap stuff. If you want
Yeah, this is the affordable thing you could get. Oh, fantastic. Yes.
Nope, didn't come to see you.
$5,000.
Oh.
The magic card. What?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god! Wow.
Whatever the
Amazing.
Incredible. Xenon gas, too. Oh!
Christ.
Oh!
They were like pen pals, basically.
Yeah. Oh.
Doing the calculations on paper.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's got consistent propulsion.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the device you were attaching the rocket to is just not capable of handling that. Project Helium-3. Oh, no. Are we gonna get the reveal, basically, that the wave came from him?
Maybe.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds like, you know, a bunch of crap. Yeah, boring.
Right.
Ah, yeah,
Nice.
there it is. Interesting. Maybe that's just something we'll have to save for later, just Project Helium-3 and see what
Nah.
comes of it.
He actually said that?
What the hell? Dang, literally, Byakuya bringing up the philosophy that,
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, this is some One Piece, like
Yeah.
foreshadowing. What is this?
Yeah.
No way.
Hmm.
Oh, oh my gosh, what a pack.
What?
Just meeting another scientist, yeah.
Just going
So he used the
all
card
over.
to just go and meet tons of people. Not at all. I love all the Benjamins, you know?
Right.
He's like, wait a minute. Wait.
But on the next email, what's your last name, Senku?
Yeah. Right, because now it's, you know, been like 6 years or so, 7 years. No way they're meeting.
Oh my god.
Yes, all three of them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a little acknowledgement of each other, yeah. No way.
Okay. Yeah, let's see it. Did
No
Senku end up
way.
inadvertently helping him?
I
Oh
don't.
no, right, no, because Senku was also, he had noticed the
Yeah.
thing with the birds. Nice.
Wild. Right. So the world ends up, you know, finding out about this.
Right.
Yeah, so they had a good amount of time to
To study all this, yeah.
study all of it.
Which also makes sense because, yeah, like, if Senku had noticed this stuff, the world would have also, yeah.
But I've got this, I've got this thing here. Yeah, I'm gonna confess! Right, we're going all the way back to episode 1, yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so he actually did get gasoline out of the wing, yeah. So then, what does this inspire Zeno with then? Oh.
Okay.
Oh crap.
All right.
Oh crap. This is being planned.
Yeah.
Because he's like, these are the people that I'd want to go and take over the world with. Yeah, it's active.
It's still alive, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, all of them together here are gonna make it through. No way. Wait.
Yeah, so they were trying to figure out what to do about it, and then just that little bit too late.
Oh, that's sweet,
smart.
actually.
Yeah.
It's very smart, yeah.
Just like that.
So that's strange then. So they were not prepared for this.
Yep. Talk about a fate worse than death. Yeah, that. Uh-huh.
What? Let's do this, yeah!
And then hard cut to her being asleep.
Yes, just chanting that. What a badass.
Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you'd want to do. You'd want to be lying down.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't think there's any wear and tear on your physical body. That's
No,
the
right,
point.
but you don't want to potentially fall over and like break an arm
Oh,
off.
totally, yes. That is a good point. That
Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Wait, so yeah, this was not planned at all. This is just a
91億5766万1240秒意識が途切れねえ限り目覚めのチャンスは来る
holy shit.
畜産の飼料と燃料のアルコールを同時に生み出せるイエローデントコーンだ
Yeah. Yeah.
いやあわよくば丸ごと地層に吸
Oh
収
my
して
god.
もし他にも科学屋がいればそこに集まる
I'll build
Oh,
a place
okay.
that would attract the scientists that
Sure,
would then
yeah, yeah,
come
yeah.
here.
そりゃ運命と
Wait, so did they wake up around the same time?
They could have, yeah.
つまり再現性それこそが
Science.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so that also makes it a really nice test of their ability as scientists because they both started the Civ game at the same time. You know? We got
Okay,
a full
we-
backstory.
Full
Awesome.
backstory flashback episode with Dr. Zeno and Senku basically being followed at very key pivotal moments, not just of Senku's childhood interactions with him in getting info that ends up pushing him towards not just rocket development in general, but successful
Yep.
rocket experimentation to the point that by the time he's in high school, he's been mooching off of the U.S. government's special credit card that they gave to Byakuya,
Yep.
which then is the reason as to how he gets all this stuff.
Cool.
I love that.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions answered in this that didn't need to be answered necessarily because they were part of the premise, but given that we're going back to the beginning and all that stuff, yeah, let's get into it. Sure.
Yeah, and that's really fun because now Dr. Zeno feels like a much more realized character for one that he was connected with Senku through a lot of this. But then also, like, Senku was giving good stuff back to him. And so the idea that Senku ended up even meeting up with him at one point and maybe had a conversation before Byakuya showed up there. And we might get that later. Who knows? But for now, the idea that Dr. Zeno would be aware of Senku, like very aware, and the idea that if some other young kid scientist was leading another civilization that came from Japan all the way over here, he'd be like, no way. It's Senku, isn't it? Like, it would have to be. There's no way.
Dr. Taiju.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? Like,
that's true. He'd be like, is it Senku? No, this is Dr. Taiju. Oh, damn it. And I was really hoping it'd be Senku, you know?
Exactly.
It'd be interesting, though, to see if their conversation, or even if they didn't have a conversation at the rocket statue thing or what have you, showed that they were different in a very fundamental way, like the kinds of things about science that intrigued them.
Well, right, and we got it as an omniscient perspective, whether or not they ended up communicating about it themselves, right? And I do like the idea that, like, you know, the whole, you have figured out how to build a rocket. That also means you could, you know, be delivering like weapons and payloads and things like that, right? Like, and of course it's done in the way of like, hey, Dr. Zeno's the bad guy here, of course, but also from a potentially different perspective, it's this is the gravity of what you're doing here. And developing science in this kind of advanced way, right? Oftentimes scientists don't necessarily think about the ways that their science will be used because they just want to do the science thing. But then, oh, hey, nuclear bombs are a thing and they get used, right? You know, and so, hey, that's a thing that can happen. Now, the fact that Dr. Zeno is also like, I, you know, get modern weapons and become a dictator and rule the world, well, you know, it's a bad sign. Now I do think there's something to be said for the hilarious aspect of someone even asking that question. Of, you know, if you were thrown back in time to when humanity was in the Stone World, but you had all your modern knowledge right now, like, what would you do? I think it's in a lot of ways the adult version of the, if you had $1 million or $1 billion, what would you do? But I do think it is a fun theoretical question in that you do reveal a lot of the character of a person when you basically say, hey, if you had unlimited power and no resistance also to you using that power, what would you use it for? And the idea that Senku would unapologetically and completely wholesomely say, I would explore all the secrets of the world. All 10 billion% of them. And then this guy's like, I don't know, that doesn't intrigue me. What actually intrigues me is guiding humanity as its sole ruler. Oh. And let's be fair. While there's all the problematic aspects of that, under certain circumstances, use your knowledge to guide humanity and all that stuff because you have all of these great boons that are, you know, so incredible that you could give them and all that stuff. Dictator, all that stuff. I mean, I understand why you think that would be necessary in order to guide humanity and all that, and it's very practical, but
yeah, my dude, I think you're revealing a little bit more of another side of yourself.
I think you
your
might
condescending aspect towards human beings in general.
I think you might be best in an advisor position, you know?
Yeah, I think, and nothing more. I do think, though, it is something that's kind of weird how he's young enough, though, that he would potentially be someone that would still have those kind of really, like, not
short-sighted,
tempered with maturity thoughts about things, because if he's a giga genius, a lot of people, once they get that intelligent, they lose a lot of empathy actually for like people, because it's like, how can you be so dumb? Like, how can you be so stupid?
Oh yeah, well,
and it's like, well,
it's a similar-ish thing, I feel like, to nobility in like medieval times, where it's like, well, we're actually educated, so like we should be ruling you guys.
Totally. But like, there's a very specific correlation between people that hit certain levels of genius and like music artists that in their 20s they a lot of them do go actually a little bit crazy, like a little bit mentally unstable, and all kinds of mental health issues aside,
when you get reinforced as being incredible to such an insane degree, that's going.
It can go to your head,
toll.
And so the idea that he had delusions of grandeur, in a way that. I actually remember very early Dr. Stone stuff. I was worried that the way Senku talked was a delusions of grandeur kind of person. He gave me that vibe. But instead, he was just so freaking excited that it's oh my gosh, I'm going to get to experiment and do all the science and everything.
I just got the biggest sandbox and also puzzle ever. Yeah.
It's super fun. So now Dr. Zeno is in this weird place where I don't think he's some mastermind villain behind the whole thing. No. It's just someone that was like, okay, I'm ready. Yeah. I know how to prepare for this. So I will wake up. I will end up actually guiding humanity when it's my time.
And it makes sense that the world would be countries of the world would be preparing for that in various different ways, because you have, if you're testing something that eventually is going to just hit the whole world.
Well, that was the sparrows, and I like that they brought that back up.
It's like people are going to pick up on that.
Well, people picked up on it, but the idea that if you have a lot of competent people in the world and the sparrows become a thing that's public rather quickly, and Senku ends up helping them be more prepared by posting his findings on the sparrows, that then gives the world 24 to 36 hours of prep time.
Right.
Yeah, you can move some really important people and some really important knowledge and really important materials all around very, very quickly.
Yep.
And even if they don't know everything about it, the idea that they got it to the right people in the right lab and had enough knowledge to be like, okay, one, the things that are getting transformed or having this statue layer over them, they are actually alive. The brainwaves are still there, but we can see that mathematically there will be a degradation of some kind.
Right.
But most likely, if you can stay conscious, like you're actively using your mental facilities. I love the idea that one of the things that was always brought up in the crazy sci-fi aspects of Dr. Stone was the idea that the petrification regenerated you while you were within it.
Right.
So that's why your brain didn't just short out from being conscious for thousands of years.
Yeah, you wake someone up and they're brain dead because,
exactly.
There was enough little wear and tear of the rock and stuff that the neurons aren't connected anymore or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that stuff was actually constantly, there was some kind of process going on that was nourishing you.
Right.
Despite the constantly conscious people, maybe even having something that would throw that off. So the idea that someone else just did exactly what Senku did, but then also taught enough people that they also mimicked it, means that it wasn't even something that was because of how intelligent Senku was to be capable of doing it. It was more that Senku was so intelligent to know what might have been the most effective way to stay awake, which is counting or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it's just, all right, just keep doing that same thing, right?
Whereas Dr. Zeno is just
strategizing about
he's strategizing.
Right.
He's playing Civ in his head in the moment, and he's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this.
He's waiting to press that space bar of
and
go to the next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta say, as far as the antagonists that we've dealt with thus far, Zeno seems like the most obvious one that should be able to be Nakamud.
Really?
With one notable exception, because the whole idea of there's another scientist that's out there and they're from the old world and all that stuff, that should be your biggest ally of hey, what's better than one scientist? Two scientists. The fact that we're both out here and we've both built civilizations, fuck yes, we should get in the room together and brainstorm, right?
But instead of the thing of this place attracting scientists for then cooperation, it's the another nation is coming, go kill their leader.
Right, exactly.
That does not sound like someone that can be Nakamud.
Right, the dictator part, in my mind, is not actually the thing that was the most problematic about what
cool.
Zeno said.
Yeah.
It was what if another scientist showed up? Kill them.
Yeah.
Because that shows that you're not actually in it for
Interested in
humanity's
cooperation,
development.
yeah.
Because you could make the argument that you'd need to be a dictator, get the military might and all that stuff, because everyone would be like, killing each other, regress to the Stone Age, whatever. You need to be able to basically like be like, this is what's happening and, whatever. But theoretically, you might not be the one calling the shots or whatever. Mm-hmm. Nope. Done. Kill them. Right? Yeah. Like, even if they prove themselves to be theoretically just as competent as you. Right?
Yeah, which is super short-sighted because you're a human being. You're not going to live forever.
Right.
So, like...
And theoretically, you might overlook things, right? Like, that's
where his arrogance is showing. Like,
right.
He's no, I wouldn't. I actually am that intelligent.
And that's the thing about science that's so wonderful. It's not the fact that you can build things. It's that you can build something that then someone else uses to build something, and then the other person...
And you stand on the shoulder of giants.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Because even if you never make mistakes, even if whatever, you'll only live so long. What happens to your organization after you die of old age? Like you should be thinking about like bringing up a protege right now, because otherwise, if you're 30 or whatever.
No, you mean if a scientist showed up and you killed them, you wouldn't have that protege to pass on? Wow, it seems really arrogant of you to...
Like there's
Yeah, I'm excited to see the contradiction within Zeno in that regard, given this backstory, because otherwise he does not seem to be thinking beyond what the next 5 decades will basically do, because after that, he's just dead.
Yeah,
unless he thinks basically that with the petrification, he could theoretically repetrify himself and live forever. There's a very weird world basically where
he comes out at specific key times or whatever.
Yeah, there's petrification basically that says, okay, once these processes are done, and he maybe predicts accurately that there will be a scientist most likely that comes to me. I need to stay up and awake until they come here.
Oh, sure.
Oh, it literally is Senku. Oh, perfect. Cool. Kill his ass, kill everyone that comes with him, subjugate them, and then I'll go back to sleep.
Right.
And then I will, re-enter when our civilization is hit, a million people or something.
Think for the next 10 years of what the strategy is going to be. Wake up for 2 weeks,
Sure.
Tell them what to do, go back to sleep, that whole thing. But like the fact that what's the saying? If you want to have an investment that comes up in a year, plant rice. 10 years, plant trees. 100 years, plant schools. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to be looking at as far as the timeline of things, and you're not thinking about that, Zen.
Well, it doesn't seem like he is.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he is, and I want to see where that side of things gets called out by Senku, because Senku has accomplished all this in such a short amount of time, but in a lot of ways, the reason why it was so short is because of the people that was around him. And Zeno has to know that was the case with regards to his corn production and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So having all these weapons and factories and things, that came about because of the people that he's got with him. So I want to see them discuss the trajectory of humanity together.
Sure.
That will probably take some time to get to there, but until then, I loved seeing Byakuya again.
Yeah,
best anime dad, like competitive for best anime dad, genuinely.
Right. Yeah, and there aren't really a lot of anime dads that are great.
No, they're not.
So it's nice to see ones that are awesome.
So seeing him again just felt really good.
Also, I would love to have gotten like a little montage of like Senku being like, "Oh, cool! I can use your budget because you can just spend however much to get research stuff," and then Byakuya needing to like fill out the forms of like how it's being used. Right, exactly.
I'll bet it's just a thing of where it's the like, so you did purchase all these, right? And it's like, yes. And it's just like, okay, cool. Just making sure, there was some things you bought that had like very interesting elements in them, like.
Sure, yeah, I guess that's a good point. They just look at the charges and like what's purchased and it's like, yeah, this checks out,
Right, I think
this is definitely research stuff.
Well, also none of it was in the millions and millions of dollars category. If in a lot of ways, that was the part that I was surprised by, was once we got into the things that were like, oh, this was $1 million yen. I'm like, oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Because when we saw episode 1 and we see the shit in his room, we're just like, what the hell? How did he get this?
Right.
And then it's revealed later that, Byakuya is a NASA astronaut. It's like, okay, gotcha. So they're, right, from the dad and maybe, and then I even think we incorrectly assumed back then that like this was Byakuya's stuff and he just kind of handed down his computer lab basically to his son, but it's nah, NASA paid for all of it.
And he had NASA people that pointed him to the proper things to buy.
Yeah.
So that money isn't being wasted,
Right. Yeah. But
cool. I'm very excited to see more from Zeno in the present. I feel like our resident not psychic can maybe work some magic there because Zeno, I feel like you're this close to being very helpful, but like
goddamn. I would have also loved to see like what part of his mental state did degrade from like a connection to humanity side of things because he still was conscious for that amount of time.
Maybe I don't think it did though.
Well, no. But I'm saying like not in terms of like his capacity to think critically.
Sure.
I'm talking about the side of him that wanted to be a dictator.
Right. Yes.
The mental disconnect with humanity. That's what I'm talking about.
He got to the I'd be a dictator in 30 years living, 3,800 years of spiraling on
thinking,
that, rather than just counting numbers. Yes, I could see that getting a bit
leaned
more
into it a little bit.
A bit more extreme, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's also the genius thing about Senku being like, no. There's shit. There's shit that happens in the head that you
There's demons in there that I don't need to...
You don't need to give them...
I don't need to give them
thousands
time.
of years. Yeah, exactly. Just count,
Yep.
Just count. Keep it simple.
Science is elegant in that regard, in its simplicity.
Right.
And thus he bears the burden of that responsibility, of that intelligence really well by keeping it in this almost computer-like...
No
monotonous,
space for anything
neutral.
Else.
Yeah. And in some ways there's something pure and beautiful about that. Because I'll bet at least once or twice in his head, Dr. Zeno maniacally laughed. Like, I'll bet that while thinking about lording over humans like a god, he was like,
oh, sure.
Like he probably couldn't help himself at that point. If he's thinking about how he's going to run his civilization,
he would have definitely gotten an
he would have mentally twirled a mustache
100.
or two,
Yes. The other thing that I was thinking though is what happens if he's ever thinking about it? He's like, oh yeah, I'm so smart. Fuck, everyone's so dumb. This is gonna be so annoying.
That's probably the thing that makes him a little bit suspicious, though, is that he did gather these people here.
Right.
And I want to throw it out there that while clearly the blast wave was a South America thing and what have you, we don't know for sure that he did not have any part in this.
Oh, sure. And they could have taken the thing of like, hey, what would you do if the world got reverted to the Stone Age? Where maybe he doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But he was determined to be the best one to potentially respond to it. And so while the people that started it are on the moon or whatever, he's down here being like, yeah, he'll manage it, right? And we'll be kind of observing and all that stuff. And
maybe,
like it could absolutely be something like that.
I am curious to what we'll learn post this flashback that will add more context to what we did see, because I feel like we had parts that were cut, basically, like the conversation that definitely did happen before Byakuya showed up, like that wasn't shown, but that clearly happened.
Also, keep an eye, parents, on who your kids are interacting with online. They could be, dangerous evil scientists wanting to, rule the world.
I mean, sure. I also really just love the idea that Byakuya was clearly aware that Senku was talking with scientists all over the world.
Oh, no, yeah, he'd be ecstatic.
And he was fucking ecstatic about I am so proud of him.
Yes.
And if anything, his only flaw was that he was also a badass astronaut, someone who's very smart and was just fully dedicated to that. Any chance he could to be like, Senku, come visit me. I'm on Earth. I'm in Houston. Like I'm at Cape Canaveral. You can come over and visit.
He goes up to space for 4 months, and then comes back. He's like,
Senku, come visit.
I'm on the same planet as you again.
Yeah.
Can you refill the credit card?
Yes, but
Yes,
come visit
okay,
and
but
have lunch with me. Like, you got to try these burgers, man. You got to try this barbecue.
Nah,
man.
I got the card. All right, peace, bye.
And it's right, and it's cute. But there was definitely also times where Senku was now a little bit older and did actually like spend time with him and stuff.
Yeah.
I also love the reveal that Senku was visiting scientists all over the world by that point as well.
That's another good explanation for how he knows so much and is so competent, because he the smartest thing that he did is realizing how much he needed to learn.
Yeah,
right?
that he didn't know that much. And in a lot of ways, just if you spam people with questions, a lot of people who are in these fields, they love to answer questions.
Oh, yeah.
And also the idea that they love to stoke the curiosity of other people. Yeah. Because they're like, that's what got me here. I was curious. And I plugged myself into the knowledge stream of this field.
Also, a little thing that I loved as far as a logical explanation for like how Senku ended up interacting with like the Machiavellian mad scientist is the idea that he's sending questions to NASA people, and he's like, so far this is what I've done, lists a bunch of illegal shit, you know. And the scientist
hacked his dad's computer.
Right. Yeah.
Like, remotely basically was using access to the supercomputer on site through his dad's login. And it was just like,
and all the reasonable scientists are like, we would love to, you know, help this kid and answer his questions, but
clearly this is not a kid. And two, there's some illegal stuff going on here.
Yeah, I feel like I could actually get in trouble if I, you know, if I helped this kid along, right, with the stuff that he's doing, so they don't, and then someone like Zeno does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, of course, he's then also like, hey, you could deliver, like, chemical weapons and, you know, things with this rocket.
Yeah, you need to understand that while science is elegant, science is power, and you are gathering a lot of it. So just be aware what you're doing can be used for, you know, pretty nefarious shit.
And then he's like, and it should. You know, he adds all this to the email, and then he's like, no, that's too much.
Too much. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with this Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.